Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and thank you once again to Bandai Namco Entertainment America for giving me the ability to do this test drive for the refined Zagok. Um, Interesting design, I think. It's like sometime in the 90s, I feel like Kunio Okawara's Zagok designs got a little bit too, what's the word, traditional in their overall structure. Like, it just I don't know. They just lost a little bit of their unique silhouette, I feel like, but this does not look bad. Um, it is a 600 cost raid, usable on the ground only. Melee priority 3, ground and water compatibility, so it, in addition to having, above average boost efficiency on the ground in general, it moves faster in the water. In case you didn't know, they have refined how water mechanics work in this. So yeah, the nobody gets slowed down in the water, but water compatible suits do get a speed boost, which you can actually get a part to install on any mobile suit to give it that. So yeah. All right, so wrong button, and okay. 24,000 hit points, 20 ballistic resistance, 26 beam resistance, 28 melee resistance, 15 range strength, 45 melee strength, movement speed 125, top speed while boosting 210, thruster gauge 70, and turning speed 75. Close range slots 23, medium range 14, long range 7. For 570 enhancement points, you get 1 point of melee mod. For 1140, you get 3% faster thruster recovery from overheat specifically. 1710, you get an extra 100 hit points. 2280, you get an extra expansion slot in each of the 3 locations. If you, pardon the noise, I'm sure there is a noise. If you pay DP and mechanic kits to break the first limit, you get another 3% recovery time from the thrusters when you get to 4560, and if you break the limit a second time and get to 6840, you get another 5 melee modifier. Alright, so let's take a look and see what it has. It has a beam cannon. Interestingly, it's an ammo type, so 700 damage per shot, 16 shots. Cooldown between shots, 0.8 of a second. I'm suspecting that it will probably stun on hit. Yeah. Well, it doesn't say so, but it says offers a reasonable firing rate. It may just work like the standard Zagok, where it does a decent amount of build stun, but you'll have to land 2 or 3 shots. We will, of course, find out. Okay, the claws are heat claws specifically. Attack power 2800. Cooldown time between combos 2 seconds. Charge time 2 seconds, so it is a heavy attack. Kind of figured that might be the case. Okay, it has a beam shower attack from the chest. 300 damage per shot, 45% heat per shot, range 200 meters. Cooldown time 4 seconds, overheat time 20 seconds, and focus time 1 second, so it does charge. Beams are fired from 2 chest-mounted launchers. Normal fire does not suppress, but beams fire in a barrage. Suppressive beams are fired simultaneously during focused fire. So it will stun if you charge it, and otherwise does build stun. Anti-ship, anti-air missiles, 300 damage per, 12 ammo, range 350 meters, cooldown time 0 seconds, reload time 10 seconds. So, okay, guided missiles with reasonable firepower toward reticle, so they're probably steerable. And it also has chain explosion missiles, so those are pretty great. Same damage, fewer shots, at 8 instead of 12, slightly shorter range at 300 meters instead of 350. Cooldown time between shots 2 seconds, reload time 12. Okay, so, decent armaments, a little bit more than a standard Zagok would have, and what I suspect will be slightly improved versions of all its standard weapons. Okay, so in terms of skills, it has Assault Booster level 3, so it jumps significantly faster, and it takes much less time to charge the jump, and it also protects you from being stunned while in the air. Balancer, so you can cancel out of a booster or jump into melee. Close combat program, if melee weapon is equipped, increases mobility and reduces stagger when hit by a ranged attack. So if your claws are up, it has the same kind of effect that the Sturmgallus, I think it's the Zizulu I'm thinking of. They may both have a version, but I can't remember. But regardless, yeah, you'll move faster, you'll be harder to stun. That's so basically, if you're not shooting at something, having claws out by default is probably not a bad plan. Maneuver armor level 3, so you're harder to stun while boosting, and you take less damage by 15% when you're hit while boosting. Forced injector level 2, so you can change directions while boosting with relative efficiency. Melee combo controller level 2, so it can do a 3-hit melee combo. Heavy attack level 2, which, let's see, selecting weapon supports heavy attack. Yeah. Okay, damage recoil is lessened when hit mid-attack, and stagger due to cumulative damage is reduced. So harder to stun out of the attack. Anti-blast, so if something explodes next to you, you won't be heavy staggered. Optimized cooling efficiency, so 20% less thruster consumption while boosting and jumping. Active guard, that's interesting. Active guard level 3, press the touchpad button to enter guard stance, which reduces damage taken by 80%, negates stagger, but also drains thrusters. Can't be manually disabled temporarily after negating attacks, can be used when stationary, moving, or landing. Interrupt guard, melee attack recovery can be cancelled with a guard action. However, thruster consumption is increased after use, so okay, you can go directly into a guard from melee. That's interesting. I know it's not a new skill, but I always forget it's there. Special head buffer level 4, so the head takes 25% less damage. Leg buffer level 3, with same thing for the legs, and it also reduces the stress on each of those locations. Aquatic mobile shooting, so you can fire your main weapon while boosting. Auxiliary power, level 2, at 1,000 or more hit points. If an attack would destroy you, survive with a set amount of HP instead. Increases attack power and reduces damage from enemies when activated. Nullifies all reactions except for cumulative damage stagger only at the point of activation. Cannot be reactivated. And lastly, anti-air ranged auxiliary program, 50% extra damage to airborne favorable category enemies. So, yeah. So if you, so basically, if you catch a support in the air, you're going to do really heavy damage to it. So specifically, like Violent Custom Unit 2 could be in big trouble for that. All right, and today, since they have just introduced a new map, the mining town, I believe it is, we are going to take a look at that while we test. So, video might end up a little bit longer than usual. I don't know. But, we'll take a look. Set it for 600, same cost as the Zagok, so. Okay, yeah, I thought it said it didn't have a dodge roll, so that is the case. So, yeah, you do have active guard, which is not bad. Okay, so, yeah, that's good to know. Okay, that is a Gundam Mark II, isn't it? No, it's not. It's Tristan. Yeah, I think that's what that is. Okay, brain gone. Okay, so let's just look around the map for a second first. So, yeah, fairly densely packed buildings, so places to hide and, you know, to stalk things. There's some good areas for stealth suits, at least. And, yeah, this is, and hill here. I think this is loosely based on the 8th MS team map from GBO1, but very different overall in terms of the shape and the execution of the thing, I think. But doesn't look bad. Is that one of the... Okay, well, we now know that the mega particle cannons, or beam cannons rather, fire in 3-round bursts. This is the edge of the map here. relatively fast. And quick boost. Yeah, pretty fast jump. And fast charging, both good things. And yeah, there are tunnels to each base. Fairly spacious compared to the tunnels on some of the other maps, so you will actually have room to maneuver if you end up taking one of these tunnels. That's not the worst news. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of vents on that refined Zagok's legs, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm just kind of iffy on the design, but I've seen worse. But yeah, there's the passage to the other base. Yeah, like I said, it strikes me as similar to the original 8th MS Team map, but definitely not matching. So it will be interesting for sure to see how fights play out on here. See, there's a little bit of an underpass here, and I understand, is this section here the one? Yes, it is. I understand that you can actually destroy this section, which will create a passage through the middle of the map. So let's look at that real quick. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's the neutrals and the down and the side swings. And that is the downswing, kind of a modified version, I want to say, of the standard Zagok downswing. Just a little bit. I think it's probably closer to what the Jurek uses, honestly. But yeah, with that done, you can now get up here, and there is a clear path across, and also just easier to get up on the high ground and fight if you want to. So yeah, so far this looks pretty good. And yeah, fairly large too. I wish there was a way to look at the whole map while you were not waiting to respawn, but yeah, that is that will have to do for now. I do think, just from the look of how this is laid out, there is a strong case for doing a flooded version of this map, I feel like, because yeah, if water all say flooded this lowest level, I feel like that could be an interesting place to run something like this Zagok. But okay, let's see. We saw pretty good damage against that overpass. Let's see how the neutral works here. 21, yeah, not bad. Type disadvantage, of course. So, or it should be, shouldn't it? Yeah, the Tristan is a general, so, but, oh, there it goes. Yeah, for some reason, it was either blending in or it was not giving me the disadvantage marker up until, unless I hit it exactly the right angle. Okay, let's see what the heavy attack looks like. Okay, interesting. It is completely stationary. So that means once you have something, you have it. But yeah, it's going to be something that it's a very good idea to team up with somebody, and once they get the knockdown, if you just move in and get your heavy attack, yeah, you will do a huge amount of damage to whatever it is they're fighting. So yeah, that's not a bad thing. Let's see how much damage the beams do and how many it takes to stun. Okay, basically 2 volleys to stun, which is I didn't have a lot of ammo, so that's that's fine. Okay, so the beam shower is actually just a pair of beam shots, and if they both hit, okay, there it looked more like a shotgun. That's interesting. Let me look at this again. Okay, yeah, I think it is basically a shotgun beam that fires twice. It charges very quickly. And decent-ish damage. Let's see if that can be fired while boosting. No, at least not charged. Not uncharged either. Alright, so the standard missiles, let's see if they are steerable. Nope. They are just, they move too fast to be steered reasonably, so they just go. And they seem to offer a decent amount of build stun. And the incendiaries, let's see. Okay, the incendiary missiles do fire while boosting. That's important. And the standard missiles do as well. So yeah, you do have the tools you need to get in on something, just like the standard Zgok does. And let's see. Yeah, it does have the skill that lets you just go directly into active guard after a melee attack. Let's see if heavy attacks count towards that too. Yes. You can do a heavy attack and go directly into your guard, which, you know, for heavy attacks that miss, assuming you don't get countered, that could be very helpful. So it is at least an alternate way to cancel out of the wind down animation without without boosting. So boost canceling is probably just the easiest way to do that still. Okay, let's see. There is unfortunately no water on this map, but aquatic mobile shooting would let you fire while boosting in underwater. Don't think it has it doesn't have the skill that lets you change direction or jump in midair, so whoever jumps, it's going to jump. Of course, you can just do that underwater, so that makes sense. All right, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that really needs shown off about the thing, and if not, we will turn on... Oh yeah, there is one thing, that's the counter tackle. So we'll do that, and then we'll turn on the AI and see what we can do. And... okay, just a really good stab, which, not surprising. All right, let's start up the hill and see what we can do. All right. At least this time I'll be fighting things at my actual level. That's not how I usually do it. So that is, that will hopefully be good information. All right, let's go get that Gaplin. It's stunned. It does have the standard Zgok problem, that being reach very short. Which, not too much of an issue when you have, computer-controlled allies that or enemies rather, that will, run face first into your heavy attack. The rest of the time, though, it definitely does have the stubby arms, which will be a problem, probably. Yeah. For example, just because of where the Tristan was positioned, my neutral didn't hit, so right, neutral, right, I got the two rights. See, we kind of traded shots there for a second, I think, but ow. Yeah, pretty sure. I think, does Tristan have priority 2 or 3? I think it's 3. The Gaplin is almost certain. And also countered. I like the Gaplin's counter. Let's see, and the enemies are not quite bright enough to not stun each other. That's handy. And I've blown up. Yeah, it doesn't seem bad. It's definitely, I need to remember to use the shotgun beam a couple of times, because I feel like that could be more useful for what I was trying to do. Also, since I've captured no points, we do at least get a nice overhead view of this. Yeah, the section in the middle is where the bridge can be collapsed, and you can see the tunnels heading towards either base. And I think... I'm trying to figure out if some of those points, are they on top of buildings or underneath them? Given their position, I'm going to say they're probably inside the buildings. Yep. Okay, yeah, those are hangars. That's where those are. That's good to know. All right. I'm looking forward to getting some rounds done on this, because I want to see how it does. Yeah, that time I was able to position myself well enough to get the whole... melee combo off. I should have just gone into a guard after that, but let's try the beam shot. Tag the shield. Tristan got caught on the rooftop there for a second. Took a fair amount of of missiles to stun, or beam shots to stun it there. Let's see. Let's go off this way for a moment. See what I can do. Okay, this is... Yeah, that hilltop is off limits, which is kind of weird, but oh well. Okay, one-shotted a Zoc of equal level. That's about right for a heavy attack. Of course, the issue being that if a Zoc is ready for you, or if anything is ready for you, you may have noticed, yeah, a little bit of a wind-up there to get that first hit in. Of course, it does have heavy attack level 2, which I believe increases your stun resistance while you're getting ready to attack. And that may be the first time I've ever had a computer-controlled enemy actually grab me out of a heavy. That's interesting. But, let's see something. Yeah, so I can cancel right into that. And, yeah, I took less damage, but... I think I got into auxiliary power mode there. I'm not 100% sure. Given that I had increased stats and an even 500 health there, that is my best guess. Kind of hoping I can bait it to try and come over the top, because I can hit it as it goes by. Did not work, and now there's a Zoc. So I'll go down here now. Yeah, I'm not going to live much longer, but at least I can check out some of the hiding spots under these, under and over these bridges. Are down there. They're trying to get up here, and I think they're going to do it, but Zoc was not ready to really follow up in any way. Now it was. Yeah. I think this map will be interesting. The design does bother me that the design seems very conducive to start the round going in circles again. But hopefully it's large enough that that won't become a major concern. Because it's the smaller maps where that tends to overtake all other more sensible strategies. So, you know, we'll just have to see how that plays out. I thought this video might end up being long, but since the refined Zagok is relatively simple and straightforward as a mobile suit, it's probably going to be a little shorter than most test drives instead. That said, if I have forgotten to test something, let me know, and I will try and get an answer if I can. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, beam cannot be fired while boosting. Only the missiles. They're pretty fast missiles, at least. Which is, and gotcha. Yeah, and it seems like the standard missiles fire more than fast enough that you can follow. If you stun with those, you have time to follow up with the cluster missiles and do a lot of extra damage. And possibly, from the look of the first time I did that to the Tristan, possibly even get most of another stun off. So, if you're, depending on your distance from a target, standard missiles into chain missiles into beam gun could be viable. Let's try that. Missile. Chain explosion. Beam gun. Yep, worked. And then you just go in, and what you don't have time to do is charge your heavy attack before the iframes kick in, which is sensible. Yes, the AI now can actually respond to heavy attacks, which I've not really had it do before. That's interesting. The missiles, yeah, I'm probably going to die again, but with those chain explosion missiles, I can at least fight while backpedaling pretty efficiently. Oops, didn't quite do enough to stun the Gaplin, and trying to figure out how to do that was costing me time I don't have. Yep, Gaplin's going to get me. Oh no, it got heavy staggered, I think, by whatever it is the Zoc thought it was doing. So, and we will just okay, got the Gaplin, got killed by the Zoc. That seems fair. But yeah, I'm liking the look of this. So that is going to do it for this Gundam Battle Operation 2 test drive. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later.